Hello everybody. You know something? It's kind of funny because, not funny but interesting. I was just listening to the bus outside, school bus, listening to it, and I remember when I was a kid and went to school, I took buses like most of us did. Nowadays, the buses talk. They actually talk. World's a lot different than it used to be, I'll tell you guys. Now that, back then the buses didn't talk when I used to ride them. I always had an old soul. I was always old-fashioned, simple person, simpleton. Like simple things. I like nostalgia. I like antique stuff. Because people, 100 years ago, people took more time to care about what they were doing and stuff like that. You know. Another thing I wanted to talk about was not having, a girlfriend or human contact, or we all have biological needs as human beings to have human contact, which I don't get. And I think it's kind of depressing. The only time I ever get female contact is when I get my hair cut, or I go to a fast food restaurant like Burger King or Long John Silver's, and the little lady, the cashier, hands me back my nickels and dimes and quarters. And I feel her finger when she gives me back my change from the drive-thru. That's the only time I get human contact. I think that's kind of pretty sad, but I'm really here to discuss things that I've never done or had that I want. I'll start off with this. I've never had a blowjob. I've never French kissed. I've never ate pussy. I've never had a wife. I've never had a house or owned a house. I never made a whole chicken or turkey in my life. I never made out with a girl or kissed during sex. I've never swam in the ocean. I've never even seen the ocean. I've never gone skinny dipping. I've never received a Valentine gift from a female. I've never fucked a stranger. I've never drove stick shift, nor do I know how to, in a car. These are things I've never done, mostly recreational activities. I've never been on a boat ride, or been on a boat, or went sailing, or been on the lake on a boat before. I've never been on a train or a subway. I've never went scuba diving or snorkeling. I've never went paragliding. I've never played chess or poker. I've never told or let someone know how much he or she means to me, which is gratitude. I've never thrown a surprise party. I've never had any annual vacations. I've never drove across the country. I've never slept in a bed and breakfast. I've never skydived. I've never learned another language. I've never been on a motorcycle. I've never rode a tractor. I've never seen the Northern Lights. What else do I got here? And then people say, for me to lower my standards, that I'm too choicey and too picky. But I'm being realistic and practical. I know beauty when I see beauty, physical beauty, and I'm not too choicey. Besides, I was born that way. I have standards, and think about it. Imagine this for 1 second. If a beautiful chick or female could breathe her beauty into you, or enters you from her, imagine that for 1 second. A highly beautiful chick to embrace you face to face so you can inhale her smell or her aroma. I think that's a secret to longevity for a man, for a long life, is to be married, to have, even in the Bible it says for a man to have a woman, And I wouldn't even mind a string of one-night stands, really, and honestly, strangers. But the secret to a long life and a happy, level-minded, fulfilled, satisfied man, a content man, is sex. And if you are deprived in sex like I am, then you do stupid things, I think. That applies to only males, though. Because taking in a beautiful woman's aroma, to me, is like the ultimate, in my opinion. And the other thing is, I've never been to a horse race either. I have went skiing before in my life. I have rode a horse, but the last time I rode a horse, I was in elementary school. Over 20 years ago. But I'm going to be leaving my apartment. I'm going to miss the independence, the freedom, and having my own place. Because, they say, you're the king of the castle, having your own place. But when I get on my feet, guess what? I'll have my own place again one day. I'm not going to really miss it here. It had its downsides here. I never had company over. I never had a woman over here. I never had physical pleasure from a woman here. I've never had any fun with any females in my apartment. I've always been constantly by myself. The kitchen that I'm sitting in now, I've used it a few times, but mostly I didn't, I went out to eat or whatever, ordered pizza or fast food. So I'm going to miss it maybe a tad bit, but not really. This is like my 5th apartment I've had in my life. I've never been to a college football game either, or a professional football game. I don't think I've ever been to a baseball game in my life. But there's a lot of things I've never done. I've never been to Disneyland or Disney World. Never been to Cedar Point. There's a lot of things that I'm just kind of sad about that irritate me. And I considered getting a life coach for me, but I don't know. They probably cost a lot of money. But so no, I don't think I have to lower my standards. I think it just is what it is. Because I know I've feasted on beautiful pictures of photographs of females in my life, be it in a magazine or on the internet, you name it. But it's not the same. I mean, it's to be with someone and embrace somebody. I've never done that, so. Oh well, it's depressing, but also, it's about food stamps. I am so against public assistance. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about. I hate public assistance. I'm really against it. I even did an essay about it years ago when I was a teenager in my late teens about any form of public assistance. I hate. I'm against it. The only reason I'm on food stamps to begin with is because a family member put me on them. But if it was up to me, I'd have a job, guys. I'd do everything myself. I'm a self-doer. I'm a fighter. I'm a survivor. I'll do whatever it takes to win, to make ends meet. I'm the kind of person that wants to make money, a ton of money, and upgrade. I'm sick of settling and downgrade. I want to upgrade things. I want to do better. I want to make money. I want a car. I want a house. I want a wife would be nice. Nice life, or not nice wife, nice life, or something like that. The saying goes. I would love that. I would love a normal life. I feel like my life hasn't really begun. I haven't experienced any fun really. It sucks. There's got to be a better way. It's like, I realize the two things you need in this world is a job and a car. Those are the two most important things, but I'm ending this video right now. It's humiliating having food stamps. I should never fucking even mention about that, but sometimes I'm too damn honest, and that's my problem. I put myself out there on purpose, and I open my mouth too much, and that hurts me in the long run. It's been that way my whole life, and I don't know if it's part of my learning disability when I was a child. I don't know. It's just irritating. Thanks for watching. I'll be back again later.